So before we get started, I want to say this is a new video series that I wanted to test out and see if you guys like. Basically, I take my ranked gameplays and I review them, talking about why I did the things I did, my mistakes, what I could have done better, etc. You guys have probably seen this kind of video before. I feel like this kind of video fits in with my channel pretty well. I used to do them in the past with your guys' ranked games, but I stopped because I often got sent like 6-minute stomps or the replays I got sent didn't work. And that of course made for a lot of wasted time, unfortunately. So I'm only doing them with my gameplays this time around. If you guys like this kind of video, let me know. I'm definitely up to putting out 2 or 3 of them a week on days I don't have a scripted video ready. Now, fair warning, I haven't done something like this in a while. It was pretty hard to keep up talking that constantly without stopping. I'll get better at it as time goes on though. Gotta get into the groove of it first. Anyway, let's get into the video. Okay, so now for the gameplay. So basically what happened with this Koga Splitstone ranked game here. We were first pick, and we decided to go ahead and go for the Genos. We left both Genos and Koga open. I can't remember exactly what the bans were. Torvald and Zin were definitely some of them. I don't really tend to ban Koga because I don't really think Koga is worthy of a first pick or a ban in most cases, at least on PC at higher elos. And the reason for that is I think Koga is pretty overrated. He's definitely good. He's definitely really good. But he's only really, really good, crazy good when he has a pocket, like a Torvald bubble or a Luminary boost. That's really when Koga is at his best. That's when he's scary. If he doesn't have a pocket, he's not all that scary. You get a bursty character, Cassie, Leon, Bomb King, whatever, you deal with him easy. Andro also deals with him pretty easy too. But yeah, also, since we were going for the Genos as our first pick, if they take Koga, we would have a bursty character, because there are plenty available, with a Luminary boost. So the Koga would basically be getting farmed, for the most part. But what ended up happening was we took our support here, and then they decided to first pick Kinessa and Io, and that was a big misstep, because when you're stuck in that situation where they have Torvald or Genos and Koga is up, you kind of have to take Koga. You kind of do. Again, it depends. There are things you can do, but for the most part, you kind of have to take Koga. I sort of get why people like first picking snipers on this map. People tend to value snipers on this map. Personally, I think that's a bit overrated too, mainly because you play Quarry's side, the side with the spinner, and you win the fight in there, and then you could easily push up on the sniper, force them out, cap freely while you zone, etc. Blah blah blah. It's pretty easy to play around a sniper, is what I'm saying. And then the Io pick, it's well, we already had our support. There was no reason for them to pick Io that early. They would have been better off picking something for somebody else, like Koga, for example, and then getting the Io later. Anyway, though, so yeah, that's basically how that game, how that draft happened and how this game came to be. So let's go ahead and press play and get into the gameplay itself here. Funny enough, I got put onto the same team with my AOC comrades, my old AOC comrades, Mortis and Meki. They were duoed and I'm duoed here with the Cassie. As far as my build goes, pretty basic. Got some ammo stuff on there. Of course, got a little bit of self-sustain. And I have, Trigger Happy. Been talking about that card a lot lately. Very, very powerful card. It's really what makes Koga what he is, since it buffs all of the healing he gets from anywhere. A lot of players tend to buy Life Rip first on Koga. That's definitely a way to go. I got caught here because Io does have a lot of Moonlight, and there's a con there too. Maeve has some self-sustain a little bit in there as well. If there's multiple sources of sustain, I tend to go caught first. Now here, basically, my goal here, right, is to take on the Kinessa. Either, force her out or kill her early. Because if I don't, Kinessa can easily free fire on my Barrack. Barrack has a big head. Not a whole lot of health for a tank, so he's basically pretty easy for her to 2-tap. with some crits. So I need to get over there. I need to get over there and stop her quickly before that happens. However, Maeve is here to match me. Now, if I knew Quarry was going to be free, because it's pretty free, like Khan's over there, but I could get past him and like climb up the side and get her. I probably could have done that, because I don't really like fighting the Maeve. Maeve is not really a great matchup for Koga. If I have my Luminary boost, I could definitely take it on. I was sort of expecting to get it first here. I don't know where the first heal went. I expected it because I'm the Koga, but I probably needed to wait like back here a bit to like confirm that I got it, because I kind of run in here and then like I'm not winning this fight. I've already taken a ton of damage. I have to use all of my dashes to survive, and then I get the boost and it's like, okay, I could take you on now. I could force you out. I don't get the kill on her, but again, I do force her out. Maeve is gone. Now I'd want to go for the Kinessa, but there's a Khan here, so I could wrap around with the Khan and go to the Nessa, but I wanted to attempt to help the Ruckus, but he was too low. Then I run in here with 3 people. I'm like, I don't want to fight 3 people. The Inara is low, but she has DR. Then it's only the Khan. Now, Khan's greatest weakness, sorry that I'm like giving out here. I'm not used to talking this fast, and I'm normally used to scripted videos, but Khan's #1 weakness is that he has no elbows. He cannot raise his barrier, so if you get above him like that, you could easily kill him. Now here I make a mistake. There's no real reason for me to go on the Inara and stuff. This is wasting time. I forgot what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's going for Kinessa. So I'm a little bit delayed. I do go for Kinessa now, but again, I am a bit delayed. However, I get on Kinessa. I melt her pretty easy. Now my Barrack doesn't have to worry about losing his face. Here I'm on the Io. Kind of messed up with my aim there. I end up dying to the Khan, but it's okay. We got 2 power picks. We pretty much win this fight here. And I'll make it back by the time like their team is all together. So we're in a good spot. My def didn't really matter there. If anything, I probably didn't need to like push the IO so hard with Ruckus wrapping around, but it's not too big of a deal. Now here I kind of run through sniper fire when I see my supports getting hit. There's no real reason to do that. I could have easily gotten crit and died. Doesn't matter like if it's steady aim or eagle eye. I definitely would have just gotten crit and died. It's very possible. So that was pretty risky there. Here I looked to go onto the back line like a second ago. I didn't really need to do a whole lot here. I ended up ulting the Khan in case he barriered to get him out of the way quickly. Didn't want him to touch and get overtime. They got it anyway, but whatever. Here I see my Ruckus, he's half. I know the Kinessa was up there. Odds are the Kinessa's team would come and help the Kinessa. So I went up there to like zone him out. Here I noticed Kinessa was really weak. I killed her. The second I killed her, I probably needed to move over here, like down into what they call this bottom shop, as far as like scrims go and stuff. So that's the call out for that little room in there, because it's apparently like a little store. It looks like one. But yeah, like me fighting down main here is not really where I want to be, and I end up taking a lot of damage, and that makes me pretty vulnerable to Maeve. Whereas if I was where I was supposed to be, Maeve wouldn't have been a problem. Genos did kind of mess up. He put the heal on the Cassie who was about to die instead of me, but it's okay. I sort of like stagger out there. If anything, I needed to die faster. The second I heard the Genos misplace his heal, I probably should have ran into them, like attacking them, attempting to die. You don't want to stagger, guys. It's no good. Now here, bottom shop, again, where I want to be. I'm a close range fighter. Inara attempts to ult me, but ulting a Koga with most ults is pretty worthless. It's not really going to do anything. Now here I make another mistake. Again, where do I want to be? I want to be down low. I don't want to be up here. This is Cassie's spot. This is where Cassie is good. I'm not good here. I didn't notice the Kinessa had LOS of me, but it didn't matter. Like, if I wasn't there, I wouldn't have died. Like, plain and simple. I would have been with Barrack, would have been fine. I end up dying to the Kinessa when I don't need to. So now I'm doing the right thing. I want to be down here. I'm looking for like somebody I could fight here. I noticed the Maeve is there. The tanks both turn on me though, so I dash out. Then I go right back in because I know they're going to run away because they're not going to attempt to chase me. I'm a Koga. They'll never get me. Maeve messes up her dashes, makes for an easy kill. Now here I want the IO. I don't really want to fight the Khan. I am attacking him. I just want to break his barrier because once his barrier is broken, he's going to back off because he has no defense against me. He's not beating me in a 1v1 with a Luminary pocket. It's not happening. Khan can't do that anymore. Then I end up killing the IO, of course. Now here, I wanted to kill that Inara, but if I would have committed to that kill, I would have died to Khan. Like, there's no way I wouldn't have. And there's no reason for me to, like, give up my life to kill her when I could easily call out to a teammate, hey, Inara's one, can you guys get her? Because they're full. Cassie has range. Cassie can poke her from over here or whatever. There's no reason for me to die. They already have their Kinessa and their IO down. I don't want to like equalize the fight a little bit. I mean, it wouldn't really, but again, there's no reason for me to die, is what I'm saying here. Like I said, Cassie can easily get the kill, and I could keep my life. So I'm not delayed coming back. We can keep this aggressive zone going. I want to go into mines again. Close distance is where I am best. I kind of like, I want to sit back, want to play safe. I don't really want to go in for any kills. Then Genos went ahead and got an ult on him. I feel like I want to get like aggressive here, but I end up like poking out where I'm not supposed to. I'm like ignoring like things that can kill me, and I'm taking a lot of damage. And here I get too aggressive too. I go in for an ult because I'm like, yo, I can get a big ult here. At the very least, I can kill Kinessa. But one thing I wasn't doing is I wasn't paying attention to the respawn timers up here. So Khan was able to waltz up and roar the Kinessa. I had the IO in the ult, and then IO hopped out, so IO's not focused on healing. So nobody could save her, or nobody could save the Kinessa besides the Khan. If I would have been paying attention, I wouldn't have like dove in like that, attempting for the kill. Because basically me dying there basically screwed over the push. We basically lose this push because of that play. Because now I'm not there to pressure out the Kinessa. The Kinessa does a lot of damage to my Barrack. He can't contest. He dies. All my fault. At this point, we're on our last legs. I'm attempting to contest. The Inara wall helps me more than it hurts me. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't even matter. Ruckus can contest, but he's Ruckus. He's not really built to contest, so he has to hop off pretty soon. Yeah, not getting that was all on that mistake. I needed to play safe, wait for an opening. There was no reason to dive in. I needed to see that respawn timer. Khan's coming back. There's no reason to go for that ult. If Khan wasn't there and I did kill the Nessa and I did die, my team could still probably win that because the Kinessa is the biggest threat to pushing. And look at my team. Like if I'm dead and Kinessa's dead, look at my team compared to their team. Who does more damage? Definitely the Luminary boosted Ruckus, Barrack, and Cassie do more damage than the Khan, Io, Maeve, and Nara. So they would have been able to get some picks and win that. At least by the time the Kinessa came back, they would have like the picks they needed to not worry about the Kinessa so much. So if I would have got the kill and died, it would have been fine. But again, I died when I wasn't supposed to. Now, I did go for COT 3. They are decently sustained heavy team. I will get life rip after this for sure. Get that big life rip boost. Now, right here, I do want to, I do go for the same thing. I attempt to go left side. Again, I probably should be looking for another way up. I do have wall climb. I forget Koga has that a lot. It's useful, but I forget it's there. Now here, Ruckus dies. And when Ruckus dies, the Genos also dies. So at this point, I need to be leaving. But no, I'm attempting to dive in. I guess I'm going to, I'm attempting to get on the Kinessa to equalize, a bit. We get a pick, so when we re-enter the fight as a team, it's a bit more even. They don't have as much ground. But in all honesty, I'm feeding them credits. Now here, I need to, redeem myself. I noticed that my team is they're all looking over here. So that means all of their team must be, over there. So I'm like, okay, let me see if I can go through bottom here, and I can get touch. Thankfully, there's no Kinessa mines, there's no enemies, so I'm able to go ahead and get touch, and I want to look for a pick too. I noticed Kinessa is down here, and Kinessa's not doing anything to me down here. Luminary boosted Koga, you can't beat that. Impossible. So I get the touch, and I get the pick, and then Barrack gets on. Barrack does die, but their tanks are weak, so I can easily go ahead and clean up these tanks, and at that point, the fight is basically won. Maeve is weak, Ruckus is on her. I'm going to let Ruckus deal with that. I'm going to go ahead and go in on the Io. If I would have went in on the Maeve, the Io could have possibly escaped. Better to have that kill than to not. Now here, I heard Kinessa firing up here, so I do go ahead and go for the kill. Again, I'm a Luminary boosted Koga. Luminary's busted. I melt her. No time to really, react there. Now here, the tanks come up. Now at this point, I'm backing up, but I don't want to leave the tanks. I still want to stall them out. I have my ult, and look what I do with my ult here. So most people, they'd see this ult and be like, yo, this ult sucks, you ain't killing any of them. And you're right, I'm not killing any of them, but look what I got. I got both the DR cooldown and the roar cooldown out of that. Both of those cooldowns. It's very, very big that I got those cooldowns for my ult, because my ult sucks. Like, Koga's ult is not good. And getting these 2 cooldowns is very, very valuable, because that's what they're going to sustain on point with. That's how they're going to get touches. That's how they're going to stay alive. Inara with no DR, that's a free kill. Inara has to jump down and get touched, but Inara's not going to have DR to do that, so Inara's probably going to die. Now, I do back up. I do want to, like, go into the back line. Like, I want to let the tanks touch. Now that I got their cooldowns, I want to let them touch, and I want to go and look for a squishy. I want Kinessa. I end up running into Io. You know, that's fine with me. Kinessa's lower, Io's up here. Easily kill the Io. Then I want to go ahead and go on the Kinessa. I hear her, but Cassie kills her. Everything works out. Help with the Inara a bit. The Khan, you know, the Khan's there with my whole team. I don't really need to be there. I think he did get touched. It could be double overtime bug. I can't see, so I can't tell you. But it's all good. It was a quick double overtime. And their team was zoned out, so. Now here I want to look for more squishy picks. I end up helping to get the Mave low enough. And then I want to go ahead and go on to the Kinessa. I end up like having a Khan right in front of me, so what I do is I dash, because I know like the second the Khan sees me, he's going to want to grab me. And that makes him obviously go through me, and it allows me to help basically kill the Kinessa. And then Khan is down low. Remember what I said, Khan has no elbows. That's his weakness. So I have the high ground here, and we all know what happened to Anakin. I do sort of mess up. I don't aim high enough, and he lives with like 1 health, but we still end up getting the kill. Mortis is there to help me clean that up when I run out of ammo. And then like I'm looking where I can go, but in the end I want to stay here. I think Inara walls this though. And I go to look. Now here, I hear the Kinessa fire. The second I heard the Kinessa fire, I should have stopped climbing, gone underneath, killed her, dashed out around the furnace, and lived. And that would have been a massive pick, and I would be alive. But instead, I commit to the climb, and it's like, what am I doing here? Look at all these people. There's 3 people here and a dog. Fox. I know some people get mad when I call it a dog, but it sounds like a dog. Also, Genos made a pretty big mistake here. So basically, support players make this mistake a lot. They do. So the second the payload gets to this furnace, you're not pushing anymore. Your main tank is pushing, because once you get around that furnace, you're getting free fired on. And as a support, you're not tanking that. That's what the main tank is built for. Genos was still on point with the main tank. And I assume what happened to Genos is Genos took damage from right here, because he was like here where I'm standing. And then he was weak for the Mave to pounce him. And like in reality, Genos should have been back here behind like these stairs, like to the side of him, out of sight, out of mind. And then he never would have been low for the Mave to go ahead and kill him. But it's not too big of a deal. We have a lot of time left. It's not the worst thing in the world. I do see a good opportunity to get some picks here. I go ahead and kill the Kinessa, so there's a lot less pressure on my Barrack, which my Barrack needs a lot less pressure on him because he has no healer. And then I go for the ult. The main purpose of this ult is to either basically, I know I'm not killing Khan because I want his roar. Again, without his roar, he can't really, sustain on point for as long. Because that's a lot of healing gun, that's damage immunity gun. It's only like a second of it, but again, it helps out. He only has his barrier really at that point to survive with. And I could possibly like get the Doggalo and kill it so it can't contest as easily either. That's what this ult is for. I do end up dying because the Mave does come and kill me. But notice what my ult also did. My ult, on top of getting the cooldown and getting the dog weak, look where it forced Io. Look where Io is. Io is gonna die. Io has no leap. Io has no defense. There's nowhere Io can go. So even though I die, my teammates are able to easily go onto the Io and get the kill. They have no support now. And then again, the Khan has nothing. He dies to the Cassie. And at this point, we definitely win this fight. There's nothing really they can do. The Ruckus can easily go on the Kinessa. Kinessa's now out of position, so Kinessa's probably going to die any second here. My goal now is I know the Khan's going to come back up, so I want to break his barrier because I got a lot of bullets. I want to break his barrier so he can't really do anything. His barrier breaks so fast, his health goes down so fast, and he can't contest. And since basically his health and his barrier broke so fast, Mave couldn't realize that he couldn't contest fast enough. Like, Maeve probably thought, yo, I got a bit. Khan is there, Khan is alive. I got a bit before I need to, like, go and, like, contest a point myself. Because Maeve can do that a bit, because Maeve has a lot of DR and a lot of mobility. Maeve probably thought she can go in, get a kill, then help the Khan out or whatever. But that was not the case. So now I have the Cot 3, I got the Life Rip. I got Master Riding. Master Riding's a good buy on, like, flanks and tanks. I could have got, like, Haven or something. Haven's good here. They're all direct. But I feel like I've only been dying to stupid mistakes and not really because I'm taking a lot of damage. So I didn't feel like I really needed it. Now, so basically, what I noticed here is Meki noticed that I couldn't get past the Maeve by myself to deal with the Kinessa, and that causes her to get, like, free fired on. So what Meki does is Meki decides to go whip me. So if the Maeve is there, the Maeve has to run away. The Maeve can't fight us both. If the Maeve does, the Maeve dies, then we go up and kill the Nessa. But the Maeve's not there. So what ends up happening is we're both able to, like, run right through all the way up to the Kinessa, and this Kinessa gets destroyed. Poor thing. Had a tank and a Koga in her face. And at this point, my Barrack is free to go cap. I noticed Io was over there, and honestly, Io... Wait, no, I don't think I noticed. I think I noticed now because of the red outline. Did I see her? I did not. I did not see her in the game. That's why I went for Khan here. Again, I'm a Luminary boosted Koga. What's Khan gonna do? You know, he can't do anything. Like, he's attempting to survive. He's, like, waiting for, like, some help, but it's not gonna come. I don't even need a Wrecker to break his barrier. He emotes, he knows it's over, poor guy. Now I'm looking, like, where I could help. Inara's on point, but it's like, my whole team's there. Do I really need to focus on the Inara? I don't. I know Kinessa's coming back, so let's go kill her. Kinessa ults me, but, like, Kinessa would have needed to hit basically every crit in her ult there with her Carbine to stop me. Now here, I want to focus on keeping Khan away from the point. He ends up using his Roar. And I know if I get close enough to him, he's going to want to grab me. Since Io's right there, they could kill me together. So what I want to do is I want to get up close, force him to grab me, and then I go for an ult when he's about to. Because at that point, he has no Roar, he has no cooldowns, he has no none. Very, very easy for me to ult and kill him. Here, I don't really want to fight that. There's a dog there. Kinessa already got me half. So, you know, Maeve pops her ult. I cleanse it. I know she's going to want to touch. I can't kill her, but I can get her weak enough to where, like, my team can easily kill her on the point. And then here we basically focus on the Inara. It's probably best for me to go up there for the Kinessa instead of fighting the Inara. I do it now, but it's a bit delayed. And, like, it works out, but just because something works out doesn't mean it's the optimal play, right? So, like, in that situation, I was better off going for the Kinessa and then probably the Io afterwards. I only prio the Kinessa over the Io because the Kinessa doinks my tank, but we had a lot of point presence there versus the Kinessa, so even the worst case scenario, I think we would have been fine. As far as the stat line for that game goes, I think in this replay or this recording, I go ahead and go back in my history and look at it because the replay doesn't give you the stat line. There it is. Again, Luminary boosted Koga. He's a monster. He's very, very easy to get value out of with a pocket. He's normally pretty easy to get value out of by himself, but again, with a pocket, he's nuts. He's super, super nuts. Oh, my bad. You guys aren't ready for this one. You guys, no. I'll probably do this one. I got a few recorded, and I'll probably do them. Not yet, though. But yeah, that's the game. Everything is making noise now, so I'm going to go before my recording is ruined. I want to thank y'all for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.